Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, whichever great part of this planet you're in. Welcome to my channel. I am Nelson. You're watching Nature Nell. If you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button. Help me with my algorithms to keep going and making great episodes like this one today, which I'm rushing because it is so gray out and it has been raining here in Florida, at least in my area, the agricultural area, every single day. So it's been very difficult for me to do a video for you guys dry. So I'm hoping that I can get a chance early today this morning, which already looks like it's evening because it's so dark, to show you guys what's in bloom before some of them start going away, which they are. But I have plenty to show you guys and I don't want to keep taking any more of this time. So let's just go look at some blooms. The rain's coming. Woo. Man, that scared me. This is what I'm looking at. And I started feeling drops. So I was like, you know what? At least here I'm on the roof and I can start the video. So anyways, let's start. Actually, I want to start with my Hoya. I don't know if you guys remember some past videos that I had the Hoya publicalis bloom for me. And now she doesn't stop blooming and she has such a lovely fragrance. I'm really digging these Hoya plants and their flower, their blooms. Once you get them to bloom, it's like they don't stop. And then this one that I bought from Anna, I still don't know what this one is, but it gave me a little cluster. Last time it gave me a bigger cluster, but it's almost like a light pink with cranberry in the center. And it's so pretty. I don't remember if this one has fragrance. I don't think it does. This one does. This one has a really nice fragrance, and that's the actual plant. And that's the leaf. It's really pretty. The leaf has these splashes of like a light greenish white. So it gives it a really nice texture. So not only is the flower pretty, but the leaf is also very pretty. And it's a great accent to my grid wall. All right, so here is the Pathopetalums that I bought at Ophi's a while ago, about a couple of months ago. He had it on the side. It was like a random day I just stopped by, and this beauty was just sitting there by herself in a corner, and I said, nobody puts baby in the corner. You're coming with me. So I think he sold it to me for $35, which is an amazing price. He was being nice to me, I know for sure, because this is a beautiful orchid. And this is the second time it blooms. Now, we didn't have a tag and a viewer did ID it. So I'm gonna try to go back and find which episode it was. It's gonna be a little task, but so I can put the name under, because they got it right on the money. When I researched it, I was like, oh yeah. And see, this is the first one. So as they get older, they get a little more tan and more yellow. So they start off this very bright green, and then they start going into this tan color. They're like that for a while, and then they just wither away. So let's wither away to the next flower. So yes, the giant Tejas from Crawl Smith. This is called oh my god, I can't believe I forgot. This is one, and Amboinenses. This is one of the first names that I actually remembered. But this I bought a while back at one of the Tamiami orchid shows, and man, because for some reason it's a he for me. The fragrance is actually very masculine. For me, it hasn't stopped blooming, just like this little munchkin here. Check out the size of this, and it always has a hard time focusing because it's so tiny. Well, this is Deliciosa, the Phalaenopsis Deliciosa. I got this at Brethren's, and this past weekend on the 21st and 22nd they had a fair. I wasn't really planning on going, but I actually stopped by and said hi to some of the people there. And you know what, you'd be proud of me, I didn't get one thing. I was very like disciplined, and I said, you know what, oh god, it's not focusing. Okay, I'm saving for the big show in October, and I really don't want to be spending money, but I did kind of stop by the flea market, so I'm going to include some of the stuff I bought there. My Tolumnias are back in action. These are the ones that, if you go back, I did a whole video on how to create one of these sconces. So if you're interested in one of these and how to create them, go back in my videos, you'll see it. And it's very, very, very easy. I mean, I figured out a way that it's just like a 3-year-old can do it. And it looks natural, and you don't have any strings or anything. So this hasn't been here that long, and it looks like it's been here for a while, but it's only been here for a couple of months, maybe 2 months max. So this is the Bloody Bird Tolumnia. It's one of my favorite because it's very, very, very deep red, and it has what? Freckles, my favorite. It's just a beautiful flower. It's like, to me, this is the candy market of orchids. Like when they're all blooming, it's like a candy market. And this one I just got recently at Spring Waters. This is the Girac Rainbow Hybrid, and it's already going away. But you know, the color it had was really pretty, but now it has this different, like, muted vintage tone that I'm really liking. It's beautiful. But yeah, these Tolumnias are an addiction, and they're really easy to keep. They're not hard to keep at all, as long as you keep them moist and in bright light. If you put them in the sun, the leaves turn into like a red color. I don't like, oh, the rain's coming. I don't like to do that because sometimes I feel like I damage it, and I have damaged some orchids like that before that are supposed to do well in the sun, and I've fried them. I guess I didn't acclimate them properly. And of course, my Bellina on a budget. This is the George cross with Bellina, cross with tree eagle, frog dragon frog tree, I think. It's so weird. Anyways, as always, I'll put the name underneath, but it's such a beautiful Phalaenopsis. And it has, you know, I hated the fragrance, I have to say, and I don't use that word often, but I did. It was so mildewy. But I've kind of, like, I don't know, I'm starting to like it. It's not so bad. Maybe because I'm so jaded with, you know, such great fragrances like my Miltonia Morelliana that is still blooming. It's still giving me, staying alive. I've lost a couple already. You see how yellow the stem gets? That's when it lets you know that, okay, you know, soon I'll be going. But what I like is that it's only been a flower at a time. It hasn't been all of them at the same time, which is awesome. And I think that being out here, it's helped it a lot, you know, with the humidity, because they do like moisture. And a lot of you have asked me what kind of soil it's in here. This is what it looks like. It's a mixed medium. And it has, you know, like cocoa chips. It's airy, but it keeps moisture in there. And it seems to really like it because it came like this. I have to divide this plant. This is not my orchid. It's half mine and half my good friend in Tampa, Jeff. So once it stops blooming, it will be divided. And then right underneath that is a Trichoglottis brachiata. That word, it took me such a long time, and Smiley was teaching it to me, and Tang also from Spring Waters, and it was so funny. They were so patient with me. But I think I got it, Trichoglottis. So this one grows right off, like all Trichoglottis, they grow right off the actual stem. And it has an amazing fragrance. Laz was over here and we're trying to figure out the fragrance. Well, I think he figured it out. He said that it smells like the seed of a peach fruit. And when he said that, it was like, boom, yes, that's exactly what it smells like. So it has a peachy fragrance. And so right next to it, which I'm going to show you in a little bit, because there's two more that I want to show you before I get to it. It's raining, guys. I'm like actually doing this under the rain, but I like it. This is not bad. I've been in a tank top all morning. I was gonna change, do my traditional green top, you know, and I was like, oh, no one's got time for that. It's just so sweaty and so muggy and just hot that I didn't even want to put on a shirt. So that's why I'm in this tank top. Now this I got over the weekend. It's a Sherry Baby, but the color was so intense. I was like, wow, you know, my other Sherry Baby doesn't have that tone. So sorry, I'm trying to, I think because the screen is getting wet, it's not sensitive, it's too sensitive. So I got this one at the flea market. And if you guys want to see that orchid, that nursery where I get a lot of my orchids and plants, I have one of my first 10 videos, I can't remember which one it was. I cover that whole place and it's very cool, and they're good friends of mine. I've been going there for years. And so I decided to go by because I've been going to so many fests that I missed out on going there. And she had this beautiful Sherry Baby for 30 bucks. I go, what? She goes, yeah, I'll leave it to you for 30. I'm like, oh my God, it's gorgeous. And it's big and it's so healthy. Like there's not one bad leaf there. There's one in the back that has a little crack, but that's it. And it's still like bright green. So I was like, you know, and this is what sold me. It has another one coming. All right, so let's move. I don't want to go so fast, guys, but I don't want to make this video too long, and I don't want to get caught in the rain. Mother Nature's being extremely nice to me. She's allowed me to do this because I'm telling you, it's been a deluge here every single day till nighttime. This is the Vanda tessellata crossed with Vanda Vasco salchicha. This is the one that I always say sounds like sausage because in Spanish it's salchicha. So it has that funny name. And then this I got at RF on a fly. I was just going there to look at some pots, and this beauty caught my eye, and it has a really pretty soft mild fragrance, and the fragrance matches the color, and it's more like a sweet violet but not very strong. It's powdery at the same time, but I loved it because the violet in it is so like almost fluorescent, and it doesn't really translate well on the, you know what, let me do this. Why am I again making things more difficult? I love the glow that it emits through its petals, so that's why I got it. That's what sold me, but it just doesn't show as well. And then up here, this is my Catacetum. I can't remember the name. I'll put it's a long name. It's blooming again. I will show you how beautiful this bloom was. You see the dry stick? There's 2 dry flowers. It has a lot of freckles, so you know. And I'm trying to focus. So anyways, it doesn't matter if I focus. I'm gonna inset, you know, or probably already I'm insetting the old video because I did take a video. I didn't want them to die before this what's in bloom, so that's what happened. It dried up, but a new one is coming out. All right, so then this one, I forgot the name of this one. This one, for some reason, this is the first time it comes out lazy like this, and I don't know why. I bought this at RF a while back at a fair that they had, and I can't remember the vendor, but normally it blooms like 2 or 3, but I think this is caused by overfeeding, because I've had several that have done this gnarliness. I've cut back on my feeding. I'm not doing any more heavy feedings. It's once every maybe 2-3 weeks. That's it. And you know what? I'm getting the same results. As a matter of fact, I'm getting more results because now I have a lot of spikes. And during the rain, guys, to tell you the truth, if your orchids are outside, that is fertilizing it. So you really don't need to fertilize that much when it rains. And that was told to me by a scientist who worked with lawn, like grass lawn. And he told me, you know, when it rains, to tell you the truth, the big secret is you don't have to fertilize. The rain has better nutrients to fertilize than the actual fertilizer, and it's natural. And so when it rains like this, I just don't touch them. The only thing I do is spray for fungus, I'm sorry. Because, and I'm using now Phison 20 that I got at Ophi's. And I'm seeing, as you guys can see, everything is super green. And with all these rains, nothing. I mean, no spots, nothing. So it is good. It's very good, actually. It's my first time using it, and I think I'm going to be using it for quite a while, because these rains are really bad for your plants when it's constant and they don't get a chance to dry out. They'll immediately get fungus. So here is the Dendrobium Flash that I've showcased many times, and she, the queen, is here because it's the queen next to the other queen. If you guys saw my most recent video, this is the queen of the night, and she gave us a beautiful bloom. I highly suggest you guys see it because I stayed up all night to make sure I get every single moment of it opening, and it shows it to you from beginning to end. So it really is a beautiful moment to capture on film. So then this one, the other queen, Dendrobium Green Flash, which is Andre Miller with a convolutum, is the cross. These are, some of these are drying out, but they're still pretty when they dry out because they're yellow. They turn into this bright yellow. The Duratis Paulirima Red, still blooming, and I gotta show you guys this. I got this at Lady Vanda. She's the one that encouraged me to get it. She goes, you gotta get this one if you don't have it. It started blooming like right about there, so it gave me all these blooms, and it's still, and it keeps going. So it is an amazing, generous bloomer, and the flowers are really pretty. I'm so glad she talked me into this. That was awesome. Like, she read my mind. And it's gorgeous because it just has this very long stem, which I love, and it's very strong, so it holds the flower well. It doesn't just dip down. And for the future, I have some really nice surprises. Can't wait to see, because some of those are going to be a surprise for me. Now, this one is the one that I got at Lee's Orchids and Things. And I don't know if you guys recall in the unexpected haul, they were yellow and kind of somewhere turning white. Well, it turns out they end up all turning this bright white. It's called Snow White. And I'm not going to even attempt. Lee didn't have the name, but yesterday, since I went to the fair, it was awesome because she's like, I've been waiting for you to show you this. And look at the name of this. Not just the name, the cross. It has all these. I'm white snow. I'm sorry, not Snow White. See, there I go, dyslexia. Oh my gosh, since I was a child, let me tell you, it has not been easy, but I pulled through it. So if anybody out there has this problem, let me tell you, you can do it, because mine was really bad. And look at me here, I'm still working through it. Just don't take yourself seriously, and you'll see, you'll get through it. So that's why sometimes I'd rather just show the tag, because I will reverse names and numbers all the time. So Catherine Wilson, which I've heard of this name, cross with oh my god, I can't see it, with Goldiana. So anyways, I will put the name underneath, because it's just, she even told me, she goes, oh Lord, I'm not even going to try to give you the name, because say the name, I'll send it to you through a text. And I said, oh, thank you. Thank you for helping me out, I think. So anyways, I'm so happy she did that. That was very kind of her, and that way I can continue, IDing my plants. And right behind it is the Duratis, I think this one, the Pulsarima Pink. And I got this one again at the flea market, and I got it years ago. It did not want to bloom for me for not a year ago, like 3 years ago. So it bloomed only the time that I bought it, and then it just stopped blooming. But it grew really big because it was tiny when I got it, and it got like this. And then this year it's giving me these two beautiful shoots with incredible blooms. So it's a really pretty flower. I underestimated the beauty of this flower up close. Once it opened out, I remembered, I go, wow, yeah. And it's bigger than the Pulsarima Red I just showed you. It's like twice or maybe twice the size. And I had one that was white, but I knew there was one that I lost, but unfortunately, I couldn't remember which one it was. It died out of fungus. Here we have Banyong, or Banyong's Ben's Fantasy. This Vanda is gorgeous. It has absolutely no fragrance, which is rare because a lot of Banyong's orchids have amazing fragrance, but this one is just absolutely beautiful. And Ben brought this from the back. He says, oh, I have some crosses that I did, but not all of them came out the same. We're still testing them out. So what happens is that those crosses that they were testing out, he has them in the back, and they pretty much are the same cross, but they all look different, so they're trying to fine tune it. So he brought this monster which it's been fighting fungus for a very long time, and this is the first time since I put the Phison 20 that I can see a difference. Like the babies look really clean, and because it lost all these in a matter of like 2 years. So, and I've been on it, you know, I don't let it go, but it was a strong case of it. But man, it blooms. Look at that. It blooms so beautifully and so abundantly. It's always blooming. It's a very generous Vanda, so I'm so glad I bought this. So anyways, I think we are almost done. I'm going to show you guys another thing I got at the flea market, which has nothing to do with orchids, but with cacti. I'll put it here on the table. It's a variegated cacti. Look how beautiful that pattern is. It's marbled. And you know the best part about this is, check this out. You can actually pet a cactus. It's got no thorns. It's a thornless cactus. So I said, oh, you know, I've been collecting different ones. I have my ghost cactus. I have my pencil cactus, you know, I have all, which is really a succulent, I think. It's not more, it's whatever. I'm not even gonna try. I'm learning, guys. I'm diving in deep with the plants. I'm getting involved in all. I'm not, what do you call it? What do they call that? I'm not plant shaming. No, not plant shaming. What is it called when you don't like, when you're too specific with one thing? Well, whatever, that thing. I am getting involved in all kinds of plants. I don't discriminate. I'm not a plant discriminator. That was the word. So I love all plants, thus nature know. I love everything in nature, and everything is as equally beautiful to me. Like I don't, you know, of course flowers have levels of beauty, but still, it's the fact that it grows and it lives, to me, that's beautiful enough. So anyways, here's where I'm keeping all my cactus for now. And most of these are like cactus that actually enjoy being a little more moist. You know, this one I never thought it was going to do well here, and I tested it out. It was a baby when I got her, the ghost cactus, and look at her now. She's doing great. So anyways, I see that the clock says 21 minutes, and I really don't want to go over that. There's more I can show, but let me turn this camera around so I can bid you guys goodbye until the next episode. But yeah, this is exactly how everything is looking now after the rain. It's very luscious. All right, folks, that's it. It's the end of the show. And I can't wait to show you guys what's in spike once it starts blooming, because a lot of that stuff in there is surprises. You know, I just bought them because I researched them and I saw how pretty the flower was. Since some of them that are in there are going to be surprises for both me and you guys, the viewers. So anyways, thank you guys so much for all the comments you leave on my channel. I really appreciate it. I try to get to all of them. If I ever missed your comment, don't think that I was ignoring you. I probably overlooked it, and I try not to. I go through every single one all the time. Whenever I have a free little moment, I try to make that my, you know, daily chore. And it's working well. I'm not overwhelmed, but if I do miss, I do apologize. And I have looked at my analytics, and I saw that a lot of Asian countries support my channel, and I want to thank you guys deeply. India, namaste. Thank you so much. You guys are such big supporters. I am so humbled, and your comments are beautiful, and I have looked at some videos from India so to educate myself as far as agricultural, and you guys are amazing at what you do with vandas and agricultural systems. It's just like mind-blowing. So the fact that you are watching my channel, it has completely humbled me, and I am so blessed. So thank you, India. Thank you so much. And the rest of you guys, America, of course, you guys support me. And my other countries, which surprised me, were Australia, Philippines, and I believe Thailand as well. I have to go back and look, but I know Philippines was one of them. So thank you guys all for supporting me. That's very, very kind. I didn't even know I had that thing to look at, and when I saw it, it was surprising to me. So, and exciting at the same time. So I am Nelson. I don't want to, the rain's coming. I get it. I know you gave me enough time. I'm talking too much. I'm out. I am Nelson. You're watching Nature Now. Thank you so much for watching. And remember to always keep it green.